our spirit? What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Renee is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Renee.
Good Monday morning, everybody. This is DeEtte here, School Through Spirit with the Edge Network, coming to you most Monday mornings, bringing spiritual awareness to your everyday life with a highlighted oracle deck that has been sent to me for our 5-card stud, just to showcase some extra decks, just in case you haven't seen them, want to see them, whatever. Good morning, Keith. Good morning. I do apologize, guys. Good morning, Tim. Last week, I totally messed up. I had taken my grandson, I took a friend to Florida. Remember I was talking about that? I forgot to tape a show. So I apologize. I was actually in Florida getting ready to fly back home and realized I did not tape. I was just like, oops, well, it happens. It happens. So sorry, my nose is just running today. It's allergies. It's like, ugh. So sorry, it's a little red, guys. So we're going to start out today with a little bit of Neil Donald Walsh and jump into our highlighted deck. After that, our deck today is LEQ Oracle. LEQ Oracle. I will tell you, this deck came to me open, brand new, but open. It was really weird, but that's okay. It's okay. They're in mint condition. So that's why I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, she's been playing with them. I have not. It came to me this way. I have not looked at them. So it is what it is. So there you go. But it looks like a fascinating deck, like I see on the back. It looks very fascinating. So I'm really excited to see these, to look at these, and to explore these a little bit. So let's get going with a little bit of Neil and go from there. He's wordy today, guys. He's wordy today. But all I did was look at the very first little bit, and I was like, gosh, that so far makes so much sense, because I've been talking about this type of stuff for the last few weeks. It says, all you see in your world is the outcome of your idea about it. Why is that we all see our world is the outcome of our idea about it? It's because our ideas about the things in our world are really outcomes of the thoughts we have about those things. The process of creation starts with thought, an idea, conception, visualization. Everything you see was once someone's idea. Nothing exists in your world that did not first exist as pure thought. So it becomes extremely advantageous for us to go immediately to our highest thought about everything and everyone important to us, if you are to create our personal world the way we want to see it. If you want your life if you want your life to truly take off, then instead of experiencing the aftermath of your unconscious creation, change your idea about it, about you. Think, speak, and act as the God you are by consciously changing everything you think, everything you say, and everything you do that is not in alignment or harmony with the highest vision of you. When you do a thing that is misaligned with your best intentions, decide then and there to make that the last time. Begin to use the tools of creation to change and call a stop to unconscious living. Now, to me, this has become a no-brainer. Okay? Only because I've been dealing with this so much lately. I'll tell you what, every time I seem to turn around, somebody is going to me. Somebody is looking at me and going, oh my gosh, what the hell? Why have I been dealt this? Why is this happening? You know, they're just looking at the humdrums of life, and they're having the hardest time going, why? Why is my life this way? And it's kind of like, well, you put it there. You put it there. Hello, no mercy. And Jessica, You put yourself there. And I hate to say it. You know what? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you done did it to your darn self. And that's really hard to look at. That's hard to look at, that say the cards you have been handed are ones that you dealt yourself. Okay. Now we can go the old spiritual way and say, oh yeah, I thought about this. I created my life before I got here. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's all true. That's all true. But remember, I've talked about this. I think I've talked about this until I'm blue in the face. Maybe not with you guys, but in many different aspects. Yes, we do have a destiny. We have a pre-planned route of what we're doing in life. Okay, because there's things we want to show up for. There's things that we want to do. There's things we want to experience. And yes, do we yeah, we pick our parents, we pick our date of birth, we pick where we're going to be. There's a ton of stuff we pick, but we leave a lot for us to create once we get here. Okay, so how do we create? We think. That's it. We think. You know, I teach this to everybody, and it's in my beginner's teacher, to figure out your ego and to corral your ego and to do whatever you can to blow that thing out the door. You know, Freud came on the id, the ego, and the superego. Great concept. But really, when he brought it to highlight with everybody, you know what? He didn't tell you how to deal with it. He didn't tell you how it works for you or doesn't work for you. And quite honestly, as we get older into it, and I don't mean us as individuals, but as we get older as a population, remember, I mean, if you're only looking at, creation of history, at least until we start taking time, it's a little over 2,000 years. That's really quite young, but we're still getting older. So when you're looking at that, what is happening? We're getting less communication. We're kind of reverting to where we used to be pre 2,000 years ago, which is reaction. Okay. Negative thought, reaction, negative thought, reaction. And we do that. Why? Because we're not taught, when we're young, we're taught. These are the glorious words. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Well, the problem with that is we're not communicating. We're not opening our mouth. Now, I do understand we can't go around name calling. So I'm not saying that. But what happens is we keep those thoughts to ourselves and we build upon those thoughts. And a lot of times those thoughts turn kind of negative, kind of on the dark side. And then we use that for creation. Ding, 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 ding. Do you understand where I'm going here? It's those thoughts that we create our reality to. Okay? So, we've talked about this. I'm hoping it's starting to catch on. I know it's slowly starting to catch on with me. Hello, William. Slowly, it's catching on with me because I'm starting to recognize the negative thoughts that I have, whether about people, places, situation, it doesn't matter. I create those thoughts into reality. And a lot of times I'm going, oh, I must be psychic. Well, I am psychic, but I'm literally thinking it. And within 2 or 3 days, it's happening, but not the positive. It's the negative that's happening. And I'm going, did I see that? No, I probably created it. I probably put it into creation. Why? Because I thought it and I sent it out. Thought it and I sent it out. And then I watched it manifest in front of me. So you have to stop and think and go, wait a second. What if I flip that? So you know what I've been working on for the last few weeks? When I get a negative thought in my head about anything, I go, whoa. My brain will go like anybody else's. Ding, 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 ding. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to go through the loops of all the negative pop. But somewhere in there, I recognize it and I go, whoa, put the brakes on, stop. And I tell myself, knock it off. Is this what you want? And if I don't want those thoughts that I've been thinking to happen, I instantly stop and go, you know what? We need to reverse this. And I start thinking a positive outcome. Even if my mind doesn't want that. Even if my mind wants to go down the drama fest, because quite frankly, I'm human, I fight it. And I go, no, we're only thinking positive. Even if the only positive I can think in my mind is sending love. I know that sounds really cliche. I will do that. Why? Because I don't want to create the negative. Now, I was talking to a friend, and I love this person with all my life. Didn't get that option to say hi. Hello, Air. I was talking to her and I love her and she's just amazing. And hello, princess. We were talking about things within her life and she was telling me the same stuff that, I've heard a lot. Because we all do that. We all rehash, especially with our friends. We rehash, we rehash, we rehash, and we go over our whole existence. Let's face it, we all do it. And at some point, my brain went into overload. And I went, stop, knock it off. And she was startled because she's never heard me say those things to her. And I told her, I said, we need to change this. Because you've done processed, you've gone through it, you've done it all. She's like, but I have to understand. I said, no, you don't. You've understood. And now you're just trying to rehash it again in your brain because it's become an easy avenue for you. So stop. Stop it. And it was bold. And I told her, you are the one creating your reality. Every time you rehash, every time you ponder, every time you want to go through the ashes of your life, you are bringing that forward for your future to redo again. Because that's in your mind and you're going, let's do it again. We had so much fun doing this the last time that we're going to nonstop think about it so that we create it to happen again. And I know you're all kind of like, really? I don't think so. But I want you to think about your life. Think about all the stuff you've done and you've redone. Same type of relationships that gone bad, got into another one that's similar. Yeah. Don't like your job. You apply to other ones, you get another job, and you end up in the same situation you did the last job. Same situations with friends, same situations with family, over and over and over again. And at some point, we get in the pity potty and we go, oh, it must be us. I know I've done it. I'm not knocking anybody out there because that's what I do. I do that. I go, oh, it must be me. Like I'm broken. And that's where I have to stop myself and go, And I do it with strength. It is me. And I'm not broken. It is me. What I've been doing is the same thing over and over again, creating the same thing over and over again. Why? Because my mind goes down that avenue. It's the only thing I know. So why wouldn't I think it? I haven't pushed myself into a zone to learn new things. So my brain keeps going down that same avenue, thinking about the same things over and over and over again. And all I'm doing is recreating it again. Okay? Yes, oh my gosh. So I want you to get the visual of this. Okay, the visual. You know those old water houses with a big water wheel on the outside and it scoops the water up and it comes around, it drops it, scoops the water up, drops it. You know what I mean? You got this pool of water down there. Okay? Scooping up, bringing it around, dropping it, doing its thing. Now, what's it doing? It's not getting fresh water. Every time it scoops up, it's not grabbing fresh water. Why? Because it's dropping it here and it's bringing it back around and grabbing the same water and doing it again. If you don't change the speed of it, you're going to grab the same stuff you just did. If you don't have a free-flowing pond or stream that's actually moving, you're going to continue to grab the same stuff. If there's no change, it's always going to be the same outcome. It's the same outcome. And grant you, in an old water house, that's what they want. That want that same outcome. They have created a situation to grab the same water from the same place in the same amount for it to go up, over, and drop. Because they want the same amount of power or whatever generating on the inside of that, whatever it's hooked to. They want that constant. But in your life, is that what you want? Do you want the same thing to happen over and over and over again? Because that's what we do. When we don't make a change, we create the same crap over and over again. And I know for myself, as much as I've been preaching this and attempting, and I'm going to say it's a big attempt, attempting to make this stick. And I've been working really hard at this for the last year. And you know what? I've made some leaps and bounds. I've made progress. But it brought to my attention last week. Have I really thought about this? Now, I know y'all don't know this, and I'm going to share this with you. But over the last few months, I've been thinking about not doing this anymore. Not getting on every Monday morning, not doing this. Because honestly, I was like, I'm doing the same thing every Monday. I've been doing it for like 5 years. Changed it a little bit, twist a little bit, but I was like, you know what? Am I really, really affecting any kind of change? Am I doing anything to help anybody? Or am I just slinging the same stuff? And through that, you've gotten, shows of recordings. You've gotten a past recording. I failed to record. I've done it all. And finally, I sat down. I had a meeting with Kelly last week because you know what? I had to address whatever is going on in here. And I said, I'm serious. I'm thinking about being done. And that really made me kind of think about things because Kelly and the Edge magazine created this network for me to have a place to go. For me to have a place. And from that, this beautiful thing has transpired. And I felt bad because I was going to walk away from this. So her and I sat down and talked, and she said, you know what, forget about the show, forget about, whatever that's going to be, it's going to be. She goes, do it, not do it, change it up, don't change it up, show up on different days, tape here, do whatever you want. She said, the show really has nothing to do with anything that has to do with here. And I said, okay, well, what am I looking at? What is my issue? And she said, DeEtte, what is your goal? What is your outcome? Where do you want to be? And I'm going to tell you what I told her, and I couldn't believe it came out of my mouth. Honestly, guys, I was like, oh my God, really? Is that what I want? And I said, I'd love to be on Gaia TV. I want to be there. That's where I want to go. That's what I want to do. I want to be on Gaia. Why? I told her, she goes, why do you want to be on Gaia? I said, well, because I want to show my expertise in this field. And I literally went, oh my gosh, did that come out of my mouth? And she goes, you are an expert. And I went, are you sure? She goes, oh my good gracious, Jay, you've been doing this for 5 years. She goes, you teach this. You're all over the place. You affect people's lives all the time. You're an expert. Whew. And that was a lot because it was like I threw this weight off my chest, recognizing that I was fearful of where I wanted to go. Now, is Gaia the only place? No, it's just one. I don't want to ever pigeonhole myself into one place because darn it, I'm really good at a lot of different things. And why pigeonhole myself? But it made me stop and think, I do affect change. I do make sense. I'm making a difference to somebody. And if I stop doing one, I'm probably going to let the other thing go. And that's not what I want. So I decided to go, hey, why not jump in and just start doing it again the way I want to do it? Does that mean it's going to change? Not a whole lot. Does it mean it might be taped sometimes? Most definitely. Does it mean that it might show at different times throughout the week? Oh, gosh, yeah. Because those tape shows might show up scheduled someplace else because I'm going to do them when I'm inspired. Okay? Now, I know that sounds really weird. I'm going to keep showing up Monday mornings. But it also means I'm not going to hold it down to just whatever I'm supposed to talk about today. It also means that I'm going to show up on different networks. I'm going to show up in different social media places. Again, I'm not going to entrap myself because I was feeling very trapped. Why? Because in my mind, I had created this wheel that wasn't changing and I wasn't going anywhere. Why? Because I wasn't placing out there what I wanted with it. And we tend to do that in life. We tend to set a possible goal and then we start going through the actions and we stop thinking about what that is. In essence, what are we doing? We're not putting thought into creating anything. We're not putting forth our best energy to create our life. What we are doing, though, is thinking, gosh, I'm not getting anywhere. Nothing's happening. I don't know how to do this anymore. You're creating all these other things, and then that's what happens. That's what happens. Now, I know somebody out there is going, isn't this manifestation? Aren't we just supposed to be manifesting? Well, yeah, we are. And how do we manifest? Honestly, the best way to manifest is put a ton of energy and a ton of thought for about 30 seconds into something and let it go and never think about it again. And then it happens later. Now I'm going to throw another concept at you. It's the same concept that we're talking about, but it's a little bit more confusing. It's a little bit harder to wrap our mind around this. Okay, and some people are up for this. This is kind of like beginners, intermediate, and advanced all in one show. And honestly, the concept is living a choiceless life. Living a choiceless life. What's that mean? Yeah, exactly what it means. It means when something shows up, you just do it. You don't make a choice, you just do it. And I know people are going, oh my God, I can't do that. You can't. Patty Negri said it best advice I ever got. Say yes to everything. How do you get somewhere in this industry? Say yes to everything. But I didn't put any thought into that. I just took it at face value and okay, if they offer, I'm going to say yes. But when you put it into the choiceless life, I'm going to say yes. It doesn't mean you didn't make a choice. It just means that you made the choice a while ago. So therefore, when it comes in front of you, you don't have to make the choice again because you already did. So let's put this into theory. What did I already say? Kelly asked me last week, what is your ultimate goal with this show? I want to be on Gaia. That's my choice. That's the energy I put out there. That's my decision. I made that decision a week ago. Put it out there. I want to be at a place that I can show my expertise in whatever form that looks like. I made that choice a week ago. So therefore, anytime in the future that opportunity arises in front of me, there will be no thought. There will be no pondering. There will be no nothing. The opportunity is there. I'm walking through the door. I'm not going to make a choice. I'm not going to send it away. I'm not going to close the door on it. Why? Because I made the choice last week. And when we think about those things that we want and we put it into the energy, we put it into the creation, we start the creation of it, when it shows up, it's not the time to go, oh my gosh, this just landed in my lap. No, it didn't just land in your lap. You brought it to you a while ago. Do you understand what I mean? The best way to explain it and allow everybody to wrap your head around it think about any date you have in the future. Any date that you have something planned in the future. Say you're going to go on vacation. And you know the date you're going to go on vacation. You know where you're going to go because you planned it all. You planned it today for a future date. You figured out where you want to go. Check. You figured out how you're going to get there. Check. You've been planning your clothes, check. All of it before it happens. You put all that energy into it. So the day that you're supposed to go on vacation, it's energyless. You made all your choices before. Made them all. All of them. Where are you going to go? How are you going to get there? What time you're going to get there? The weather. All of it has been made before you get there. Okay? It's choiceless. So what happens when you get to the airport, and it gets delayed? We don't sit back and go, oh, it's okay. It's whatever. I'll still get there. We go, Why? Because we didn't consciously put that energy in to our game plan. Very rarely when we make those decisions to go on vacation, do we think very end result of, oh my gosh, I can't wait until I get there at 12:42. I'm going to check in. I'm going to get to my room. I'm going to put everything away, and I'm going to go have my great day by 1:13. No, we don't think about that. We don't. We start thinking about all the issues. Do I have everything? Do I need to recheck my suitcase? I have to make sure I get to the airport 5 hours early. I mean, we start putting all the issues into play even after we've started the momentum. And then we wonder why we get there and airplanes are delayed. We miss our planes. Even the weather happens. And I know you're like, I can't control the weather. Can't you? You've controlled the situation to happen, no matter how it's going to get vetoed. And that's how we end up creating that. Does that analogy help to understand, hey, that's what our life's about. That's how life works for us. When we start a plan of what we want, you have to think about it. You need to put the positive in there and leave the rest alone. Leave it alone. Let it go. Allow that to come to fruition. Now, it may take some time. I'm not lying. We are in meat suits. We are not able to control other things. You can put that, you know what? I put out the intention I want to be on Gaia. I put the intention out. Does that mean that day, boom, Gaia was going to get the call and say, oh, she's ready, let's go? No. There's a whole lot to go through between A to B, all the way to Z. There's other stars that have to align. And during that time, I can't switch it to, I don't think so. Or, oh, there'll be issues. Or, oh, I'm not good enough. I can't put all the rest in there. I have to put the thought out there and let it be. And allow it to be, I've already made the choice. So when the opportunity is there, I just walk through the door. And that opportunity may not be today, tomorrow, or weeks away. But you know what the funny thing is? Let me tell you about this. This is the beautiful thing of this, because I don't know why I picked Gaia. I don't know why. And because there's a lot of amazing platforms out there, and there's a few of them I thought about, like the Shift Network. Oh my gosh, a great place to be. And these are things I put in quite some time ago. The Shift Network, I can remember seeing that for the first time, probably 6 months ago, and wow, I'd love to be there. And it was really funny because Kelly then had a conversation with me that she had just spoken to somebody from Gaia. Not about me, about the magazine. About all of it. Doesn't mean they're looking at me. It means they're looking at something else, but it doesn't mean they're not going to see me. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But as you see, as we take those thoughts and we create those thoughts, we start to put them into the wheel. We shift the water underneath. We take that water and being from a pond in the water wheel of the water house, and we take it to be in a very fast moving stream. So that even though we're scooping up new water to go around and dropping, before that container can get to the next level to pick up more water, that river has flushed that old stuff away. And it's grabbing new. Why? Because it's grabbing your new thought. It's grabbing your new idea. It's grabbing your new energy. And it's putting it into play and putting it into the power of that wheel. And it's helping you to create your future because you are your creator. Nobody else is. Now, this has been a very long conversation, and I hope if you're interested in it and you're looking at more of it, I hope you go back and rewatch this in the podcast form. Or if you're in the podcast form, re-listen to it. Because this really is stuff that makes our life. If you want to change your life, if you want to get out of the negative of your life and give it up, you really have to start with your own thoughts. You have to be able to see yourself in a new light. You have to project in your imagination what you would like and how you would like it to happen. And that goes from big things to small things. And I am going to say that again, from big things to small things, because we're really good at looking at the big goal. What we're not very good at is looking at our personal relationships with people. Because even those we are creating. You want the positive conversations and the positive interactions. You have to think here about seeing that person and the positive conversation you're going to have. Because if you think about the negative conversation, that negative conversation is going to come to light. Those negative thoughts are going to come to light, and that is going to occur. So while you're putting the big goal plans in place, think about all those lovely conversations and all those lovely interactions you're going to have all the way down, and how each one is going to be a peg for you to move towards that goal. So think about this in a positive light, knowing you are creating it. And then sit back and watch it happen. Because that's what's going to happen. It's going to just magically unfold. And it's going to be amazing. So that being said, guys, we're going to take a quick station break. And we come back, we're going to do our 5-card stud with myself and our highlighted deck, the LEQ Oracle. We'll see you in a few, guys.
How do you live a life of abundance and alignment? Carol Dutton, founder of Being You Energetically, is passionate about helping her clients get to that sweet life. Modalities she offers include Reiki, subtle energy healing, crystal grids, ancestral connection ceremony, Irogenics ancestral eye readings, and spiritual oil anointing. Whichever modality you choose, her powerful sessions will immediately give you the unique and specific missing links to clearing the traumatic and ancestral patterns, keeping you from living an extraordinary life. Check her out at CarolDuttonUSA.com. That's CarolDuttonUSA.com. Right now, Carol has a special offer of 10% off an ancestral connection ceremony with promo code EDGE10. Again, that promo code is EDGE10. That's CarolDuttonUSA.com.
There are psychic mediums, but there is nothing like DeEtte. Let's face it, we all struggle time and again. But if you seek the clarity you deserve, then you need to seek DeEtte. As a master teacher, DeEtte studied under international psychic medium Lisa Williams. Together, they not only help DeEtte better tap into spirit, but also build a long-lasting relationship. So many psychics tell us what we want to hear, and that just won't cut it with DeEtte. She tells you what you need to hear. No sugarcoating here. To book a reading with DeEtte is simple. Just visit her website, DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us. And follow the Yellow Brick Road to connect with DeEtte. Don't just sit there and ponder those questions. Ask them and let DeEtte guide you every step of the way. You need insight now, and DeEtte can help. Just visit DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is DeEtte here on School Through Spirit with the Edge Network and the beautiful sun behind me. But don't let that sun fool you. It's like negative 24 outside, so it's a little cold. So guys, our 5-card stud today is right here. It is the Elle Oracle. This is by Melanie Delon and Arwen Lynch Poe. I'm blessed. So, like I said, it came to me this way. It says LEQ Oracle, artwork by Melanie Delaney, and guidebook is by Arwen Lynch Poe. I love how they brought that. Oh my God, isn't that creative? Normally they switch those names opposite way, but she's giving the artist the big bow. So LEQ, she's who? Oracle features 44 magnificent female warriors and women of great compassion and wisdom. After expressing everything from fear to freedom and hardship to hope, they now share all their power life lessons with you. Each card presents someone who will challenge, inspire you in unique ways. LEQ Oracle will help you discover layers of forgotten selves and new insights. Includes a 48 cards and 80-page guidebook, and this is a U.S. game system. I'll tell you what, I'm interested in these now because I picked this card up this morning. I actually had another deck on my desk that I was going to put in, and I literally went, no, and I put them back. I went, okay, what is it I'm supposed to put on? And I grabbed these. I'm like, okay, we're gonna grab these. Now I know why. We're looking at those deep layers, guys. Oh, wow, the artwork. Oh my God, look at that. Gorgeous artwork, guys. Beautiful ladies. Oh my gosh, look at amazing birdies. Remember last couple of weeks ago when I came live and I showed you how I look at pictures and I start to pull the imagery out of these? Now, this does not change. Yes, lots of flow there, huh? Lots of movement there. Lots of stuff that we can look at. But when we're looking at, say, this one, you're not just looking at the person, you look at the eyes, the weapon, the flowers, the bugs, the bees, all of it. So, see what I'm saying? Will we maybe use the book? Maybe. That's interesting. That one I popped up twice now. We might pull in the book. I don't know. We'll figure that out. So, right now we're going to play 5-card stud, guys. And how do we play 5-card stud? 5-card stud is simply, good morning, Miss Jess. Good morning over on Instagram, Miss Jess. We are playing, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle. I'm just asking, what do we need for this week? And what I put out there is whatever you guys need. That's it. That's what the cards are picking up. Your part of this is you're going to pick a number 1 through 5. Like 1 card, 2 cards. You can pick all 5 cards. It's up to you. You can even wait until I'm done because after I'm done reading individual cards, I'm going to go and read them as a whole. Okay. So essentially there's 6 readings in this one deck. One 5-card set that we're playing. Now the beauty of this is this. If you have issues, write them down. Put a number by them. Gives you a little extra guidance. Okay. And I will tell you, even though I'm doing this for y'all, I'm doing this for you guys. It's always mind-blowing because somebody will always message me and go, who is that for, DeEtte? And I'm like, I know. It tends to be for me too. So I can never deny that. So it's pretty awesome how this happens. Okay. Something tells me I need to also do this. I don't know what's going on, but they just told me to look at my YouTube. I don't know why. I do know this is streaming there. I'm not sure why I have to look over here. I don't know if there's comments I'm not seeing. I don't know anything. Okay, we're going to just hush that. I have no clue. I have no clue. It is what it is, guys. I have no clue. Apparently, I need to look at that. Maybe it's later. Who knows? Who knows? So let's get this started. Card number one. Card number one. Ooh, dare, do, and reach. Dare, do, and reach. You know what's how I showed you this card. Now, you guys just watch me shuffle. So how she came up again, I'm looking at this card. And when she came up the last time, when I looked at her like, oh, that beauty, those eyes popped out at me. Those eyes popped out at me. Why? Those eyes look like, how dare you? How dare you do this? You know, a woman's eyes have given you that skull before. And that's what the eyes popped out looking at me like, I dare you to do that. I dare you. And to me, when I look at this, it doesn't, even though it's kind of like, oh, it's a negative thing, but I'm looking at what's on her. She has got a skull as part of the headdress. Yes, guys, this is definitely feathers that look brand new, but look at that. That really is a skull. That's a bird's head that has passed away, attached to real bird feathers that look very, very, very like they're very much alive, full of color. So dare, do, and reach. And when I'm looking, this is a Volaris card, by the way. So I'm looking at this card, and it's card number one. This card is looking at you going, do it. I dare you to do it. I double dog dare you to do it. I'm daring for you to push yourself to a place you never thought you could go. And this is going with pretty much any situation that could be. This card tells me if you pick card number one, you're sitting in a situation going, I don't know. Should I, shouldn't I? Do it. Is what this card is screaming. Do it. I dare you. Push the realms. Reach for what you didn't think you could reach for. Look at, even her face just softened a little bit. I love that. Card number two is Mora. Ponder, delay, and confidence. She who hesitates is the name of the card. So card number two. When you're looking at this, look at that. That door is open behind her and there's light coming through. And what is she doing? She's flipping around going, oh, I don't know. And you can honestly see the dreams, the ideas are just wisping away into the ethers. Why? Because the opportunity is there. And you're going, I don't know if I should take it. I don't know if it's the right deal. And that's what you're looking at if you pick card number two. Everything is unfolding beautifully. Everything you've wanted. The solution to the issue is right there in front of you. But instead of going, okay, and running with it, you're going, I don't know. I want to ponder. I want to sit my crap a little bit longer. Stop. Don't turn your back on it. Flip yourself around and walk through that light. Don't lose the energy. Don't lose the ideas, because here is depression. This, looking this way, is keeping you in this icky stuff. So you need to flip yourself and move through. And that's what this card is telling you. Don't do that. Come full circle and walk back towards light. Walk back towards the opportunity, because the opportunity is there. And the only way it's not going to happen for you is if you don't walk through the door. So this card is putting it on you guys. You got to look at that. Card number three is She Who Guides. A Mapalua, New Path Guide and Renewal. Look at another card. That's three cards so far. And I shuffled them. And when I looked at them, guys, I separated. Remember, I separated. Different layers. Separated. Same cards I showed you as I was separating are the ones showing up. So we're looking at this. New Path Guide and Renewal. She Who Guides. We're looking at this. It's like she's looking over her shoulder going, come on, let's go. I'm looking at you. Let's go. Even the bird is not looking the back. The bird is kind of going, we're going that direction. Let's go. Okay? If you pick card number three, you're honestly looking at definitely a new path. Now, the path doesn't have to go a full 180 degrees someplace else. Sometimes it just has to inch over this way and go that way. Because even though all you've done is done this itty bitty turn, just this little shift, it may not feel like much of a shift here, but as you go forward, it's going to go, that distance from the original path is going to get greater. And sometimes all you have to do is this little shift to make the difference. So this card is literally saying you have a new path that's happening. Follow the direction of it. You're being guided. It's going to change your life. It's going to be a big difference, even though it doesn't feel like a big difference today. And that shift could be as much as waking up 20 minutes early to give yourself that extra time in the morning to stretch, to yawn, to go, oh, I just feel like I can just ponder a little extra time this day. That might be enough of a shift to renew everything for you. Card number 4. Card number 4. She who thrives, the orchid, flourish, prosper, and blossom. Ooh, didn't show this card, but look at that. This lady is looking directly at you. What I'm loving about this is I'm looking at the imagery of the card. It does say flourish, prosper, and blossom, but what I'm looking at is the butterflies. Now, not only is there butterflies underneath her, look at her makeup. It's little butterfly wings off her makeup. It's the essence of the flight in the air. You've got the clouds, the mist, the magic, everything around her. It is the colors of newness coming in. It's all amazing. The transformation has happened, and it's happened for you. If you pick card number 4, the transformation is happening, and you are in the midst of just growing stronger within it. You're growing stronger. Now, this does not mean that you are going, oh, I'm there yet. No, it means you're flourishing, you're blooming, you're blossoming. It's that process of the flower starting to open. The wings are there, but they're not in flight up here. They're still down here. They just came out of their cocoons. The wings are dry, and they're about to take flight. And that's where you're at in this. You're about to take flight. Why? Because you've done the work. Card number 5, and the last 5 of our day, is she who emerges, Kamala, enlightenment, mindfulness, and rise up. How gorgeous is that? She who emerges. Now, I love this because I know a lot of people would look at this card like, oh my God, look at her dress. It's clean here, but it's dark here. And, you can look at it all you want. But when I look at this and the emergence is, this gown shows me she's been in the depths. She has been this dark muckiness, this longer train that's going to be actually longer than the front. Is showing that she's been walking through some muck, but she's coming through it. The light is here. The light is coming down. It's getting shallower here. Why? Because you can see more light. And she's come through it, and she's coming up, and she's not looking down, and she's not looking behind, but she's looking up. She's looking at the beauty of what she's found in the darks and the depth. See? In fact, she found the lotus back here, and she brought it through, and she's going, here we go. So this card is really saying that, guess what? You are rising up. You are coming through it. You are done. You just have a few more steps, but you're in shallow waters, and you're safe. Don't look behind you. Look up, look forward, but that's it. No more looking behind. You've risen. So card number 1 was a dare, dare, do, and reach. Card number 2 was ponder, delay, confidence. Card number 3 is new path, guide, and renewal. 4 is flourish, prosper, and blossom. 5 is enlightenment, mindfulness, and rise up. Now, when I look at these cards as a whole, this is one heck of a week. It's an amazing week, but it does start with that first card. You have to dare to do it. You have to show up. You have to say, this is my week. I'm doing this. This is my mind. End of story, blah, blah, blah. Don't think about it. Don't ponder it. Don't go, oh, maybe not. No, this is, you need to get the thought in your mind, and you need to be rock solid on that thought, because if you're not, you're going to lose the opportunities that come. So you have to literally go, this is what it is, and there's no doubt. And you need to push forward. Okay. And pushing forward is going to show you that that's going to shift. Why? Because that's simple. I'm not going to let go of what I want. It's going to make that shift. There's no doubt. And it's going to help you move forward. And you're going to watch those opportunities happen. You're going to watch things start to unfold around you. Whether it's just you're having a great week and everybody's happy, to opportunities happening, to suggestions of opportunities, everything's going to start happening. And by the end of the week, you're going to start to see yourself coming up here. You're going to go, wow, wow. That's a way to have a week. And I want more of those weeks. Now, this week is not screaming, oh my gosh, guy is going to come knocking on your door. But what it does mean is that it is the beginning, because you're figuring it out and you're making it happen and you're putting a lot of thought into how you want to be, not how you were. And this week is going to show you that you can do this. I love this for you guys. And I love this for me, because this can either be very big or it can just be little droplets. But anyway, it's going to be amazing. Okay? Okay, guys. So where's DeEtte this week? DeEtte is filming this Friday, Saturday. And I'm coming home Sunday. We're going back to the Roth House in Waseca, Illinois, the Waseca Wonder. Why? Because did we do the seance? We did. Did we film it? Yes, we did. And is that film out amongst people? It is. Why? Because it's at film festivals right now. That original documentary of the seance is in film festivals, and I have no clue what it's doing out there. It's just going out there and hopefully changing lives as people watch it. But there was a problem with it. Here's the problem. When we went in to do the seance, it had nothing to do with the message that ended up being. Why? Because we put the idea that we wanted to do a film about the seance. We wanted to do it here. We wanted to tell a story. And we went in and investigated for 2 days and had all this amazing footage from probably 16, 20 hours worth of investigations, all this amazing stuff. And then the seance happened, and it was all about the loved ones around us and proof of life after death and the stories of the individuals. And it was amazing. But it didn't tell the story of the house. So I had this idea, let's go back. But this time the seance, there's another seance Saturday night, guys. You can't buy tickets for, and you can't show up for. I'm sorry. Those are in the future. This one is just myself, Larry Eisler III, the BFF, the film person. There's Neil Gibbons, the idea man, and a beautiful woman who runs the museum in Waseca, Illinois, who knows the history of the Roth House better than most, because unfortunately the owner cannot be there. So it is going, and myself going into trance. And it's just the four of us, with the idea that the loved ones at the table will not come through, but the beautiful people of the history of that house do. We're doing an old-fashioned seance there, as it would have been done with Dorothea and her husband Asus back in the mid-1800s, when they first got into spirituality, and seeing if they could bring people to light. It's just, we're hoping for Mary Roth, Lorraine Stevenham, Dorothy Roth, Asus, people that live there in between times, so the story can unfold itself. So there will be a second documentary, guys. But it's a seance too, the story of the house, and allowing those people to come through and speak. So it's very magical, very awesome. And I can't wait to share some of that with you, because truly I think that story is going to flourish everywhere. I think that's the story that needs to be told. And again, it's going to be, we are telling it, we are documenting it, and it's going to go out to the ether. So can you find me this week? Not anywhere other than there. So therefore, you have to revert back to the old-fashioned way of sending me a message. Yes, unfortunately, you have to send me a message. Why? Because my website's still not done. We're putting out positive thoughts. No more negative thoughts. It will be done this week. It will flourish. It'll be amazing. It'll be the best website ever. And everybody will be able to access that. That's what I'm putting out there, because it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be functioning. It's been under for 2 months. Well, no, about a month and a half. Not 2 months. So there we go. We don't want to exaggerate it. So how do you get a hold of me? Guys, I have an email back again, and I am putting it up in the comments. It is, totally messed it up. I forgot an N. Ignore that first one. I apologize. That's why we are supposed to check our work before we hit the send button. There we go. There's the right one. medium@DeEtteRenee.com. You can find me now through email, medium@DeEtteRenee.com. You can also go up to my Facebook, which is Bear, BEAR, BAIR, and that's on Facebook. Obviously at Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can send, I don't know if you can send messages through YouTube, but you can through TikTok and Instagram. And those are variations of DeEtte or DeEtte Renee. Trust me, I don't think there's too many of me out there. So that's pretty easy to find. So go ahead and find me, book me. And if you're watching this, please do me a favor and hit the share button. If you're watching live, hit the share button. Get this out there. Please help me grow my channels. That is my goal this time around, for this year, 2026. So if you're watching, hit the share. It doesn't take very much time. Just hit it, because even if you may not be totally interested, maybe somebody you share it to is going to be very much interested, and maybe it's going to help change their life a little bit. So please do me a favor and hit the like, hit the share, help us grow. If you want those personal readings, if you want guidance, if you want mentoring or a class, feel free and reach out to me for all those things. I do have some things coming up in the works. Number one, next Saturday, I have my beginner's psychic mediumship development class. That is, I can't think it. I want to say, hold on a second. Young Intentions, Holistic Intentions. I just stop and think, what's the name of the place? Holistic Intentions in Black River Falls, Wisconsin. Beautiful, beautiful place. It used to be Rainbow Reiki, owned by a lady by the name of Sue. It has switched ownerships to Beth. Oh my God, my brain just went. I will think of it. I'm so sorry. And Dawn, Beth and Dawn. Apologize to Dawn. So it is owned by Miss Beth and Dawn. Amazing people, and to hold the space. And we are doing beginners mediumship there. You can either message me or message one of them. You can get onto the Facebook sites and you can see the link there. Again, message me or her or them, and we will get you hooked up with that beginner's class. It is from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. It's in the middle of winter. It's cold. It's snowy. There's nothing else to do here in Wisconsin because it's too cold to do anything right now. So buckle up, bring your lunches, bring tons of stuff to drink, your munchies, a notebook. I supply a pen. I supply literally the guidebook for the day, and we have an amazing day. And believe it or not, by the end of the day, you're doing readings. So it's super awesome. The cost of that is just $100. It's a far cry from my online costs. Why? Because I try to keep it low for those in-persons, for those people that say, you know what, I don't have a lot of money, because this one isn't a payment plan, guys. This is, you can just show up, hand it over, and let's sit down and forget about the money and just make things happen. Straighten out some tickle tummies and go. The week after that, I want to do a big shout out for this. On February 6th, that is a Saturday or Friday night, I am at the Tinker Cottage in Illinois. Tinker Cottage in Illinois. I will be doing a gallery. We will be doing an investigation. I believe Larry Eisler is doing something. I think he might be doing a talk or a workshop. Not quite sure, but I do know we're doing a live investigation afterwards. That is limited seating, guys. But if we get enough people, not only be a limited seating once, but a limited seating twice, because we are saying, hey, we originally was do the gallery, do an investigation. If more people want this, we don't want to say no. So what it'll be, the first group will go gallery and investigation. Boo, boo, boo. The second group will start investigation, and when they're done the investigation, come back to me to do a gallery. So we found a way to do two for the price of one. So we have doubled the spaces. Okay, we doubled the spaces is what we did. So there you go. That's Tinker Cottage on February 6th. In between now and then, do me a favor, hit the like, hit the share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my TikTok, my Instagram, subscribe to the podcast of the Edge Network, and we will see you again next week. This has been DeEtte on School Through Spirit with the Edge Network. You have an amazing day. Bye-bye, guys.
There are psychic mediums, but there is nothing like DeEtte. Let's face it, we all struggle time and again. But if you seek the clarity you deserve, then you need to seek DeEtte. As a master teacher, DeEtte studied under international psychic medium Lisa Williams. Together, they not only help DeEtte better tap into spirit, but also build a long-lasting relationship. So many psychics tell us what we want to hear, and that just won't cut it with DeEtte. She tells you what you need to hear. No sugarcoating here. To book a reading with DeEtte is simple. Just visit her website, DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us. And follow the Yellow Brick Road to connect with DeEtte. Don't just sit there and ponder those questions. Ask them and let DeEtte guide you every step of the way. You need insight now, and DeEtte can help. Just visit DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us.